I'm gonna be sorry ahead of time for all of those that really love this emblematic figure of Chinese mythology. We're gonna destroy it, okay? We're gonna try to like skim through the important base, okay? At the start, he kind of came out of a mountain in a huge rock peg that popped off because there was a breeze, and he was able to do lights that with his eyes that could like show where heaven was. At the time, the Jade Emperor was just like, why would I care? It's a monkey, basically. Like, it's not that simple. But he was supposed to be good, based on good intention and stuff like that, but then, nah, not that well. He had to become the king of the monkey, and to do that, we're gonna find a way to kind of make it fit in the building that we're gonna have for the character. But he wants to become king of the monkey. To do so, he needs to be able to go against the current of a waterfall and to find its source, which fudge, I'm showing the whole result now already. I'm sorry for this. Let's go back to bad start. So hi Morse, how's it going? So I'll catch up with that part, Ruby. So once he become the king of the monkey, he's fine with that, and he's trying to find a way to reach a thing that people call immortality. He learned that there's a guy that already mastered that, so he's going to that guy named Master Subodhi to try to learn like from him. Once he go there, there's one of the guy of Subodhi that opens him the door. He gets in and he get taught a lot of things by Master Subodhi. He learns the 72, sorry, I'm speaking in half French. So 72 transformation, cloud surfing, which basically let him like surf on the back of cloud to be able to go like very quickly from one point to the other by flying. He learns magic, traditional medicine, and martial art. He learns a buttload of stuff and a breathing method, which basically makes him able to reach like some kind of immortality, because he can kind of slow the pace at which he's aging to some point. He can focus on its own breath to not age, which is like close to immortality. He get kicked out because he started showing off his skills to the new disciple by like morphing into a pine tree in front of them, just so that like he would boast. People didn't like him, so he get kicked out. He goes back to its own place where he's still the Monkey King, but while he was not there, there's a demon that started to like terrorize his people. He beat the shit out of him with his own sword, not the one of the monkey, but the one of the demon, and he started to train the monkey to fight by themselves. Also, he defeated that demon by cloning some of his hair into copy of himself, which stacked with a lot of things. Like, already you know that we need to have a character that is able to polymorph, that is able to make duplication of himself, that if possible those duplication are able to kind of fight to some point. So mirror image is good, but it's not exactly that. He's very strong. We will not be able to fit that in the build. It's still a character that we try to build with normal stat that we would have in a D&D game. So yeah, too bad. Okay, we can't do everything. He's going to talk with the Dragon King because he's not able to find a weapon that would not feel like it's a child toy in its end. Everything feels super, super light. So going back to the Dragon King shows all of its arsenal, like all the weapon he has, and eventually he gets to see Ryu Jingu Bang, which is like a iron bar that weighs 9 tons, and from the moment where Wukong puts his hand on it, starts to like reach the size that fits the most for its need at that point. What else do we have? Yeah, after that, like, he takes the weapon and he also bully the Dragon King to give him a golden armor to fit with the rest. Golden armor that is kind of light, and we will probably also yeet that out of the build later for mechanical reason. You'll understand. He goes to the land of the dead because like he had a nightmare where he felt like death would come and call for him. So he wanted to be immortal, goes to the land of the dead, decide to beat the shit out of everyone there, I'm really simplifying it, okay? Take the books in which like it's written when you're supposed to die, take his name off of that book, basically think of that Death Note, but that you can like rewrite the story with. So he takes his name off the book, takes the name of all the monkey tribe out of the book, becoming technically immortal because he cannot be brought back. No, but like in a Death Note, even if I like take your name off, you will still die. This one you can take the name off so that the people will not die. It's kind of nice. So goes there, takes his name off the book. Jade Emperor start to think like, okay, people start to snitch to the Jade Emperor that there's that monkey that really fudged shit up everywhere. Could you start fixing the problem, please? And the Jade Emperor is like, yeah, but he's still a being of the purest energy. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna give him a role. He's gonna become the marshal of the celestial horses. He quickly go around about 2 weeks later while drinking with some buddies. Some people like let him know that his job is a menial task, and he's pissed. So his reaction to that is to go back home. Evan's army comes for him. He single-handedly beat the shit out of like the part of the Heaven's army that came to him, and he gets offered as a deal by the Jade Emperor a life of pleasure and like he's gonna have some chill time in heaven. So that's a lot. Okay, he's chilling a little too much. So eventually the Jade Emperor is like, okay, we're gonna need to give him a job, because if he's going too much into this, it's also gonna backfire eventually, you know? He's kind of a jerk. He's very chaotic in the way that he's like dealing with things around him. As long as it profits him, it's fine, but if not, gets rid of that. What else does he do? I think we kind of had a... Oh, that's fine. I feel like my face have been behind the character all the time. I'm so sorry for this. So catching up. Okay, so gives him as a job to go and take care to be the protector of the Horcard, where the Garden of the Immortal Peaches, which are peach that can also provide immortality to the one that eats them. But he has only one rule to follow: he should not eat them. Which, you guessed it, he still does. So eventually he just like fill up on those peaches, fall asleep because he ate too much, and there's some fae that's starting to like come and get those peaches. When he's like asking the lady why they are there, they're like, oh, our job is just to gather some of those peaches for the banquet. And well, he's like, oh, banquet, am I invited? And he wasn't. So they laugh and they're like, no, you're not. So he decided to freeze them with a spell. We are also going to take that off the build because there's too much stuff to put in there. And he goes to the banquet before the banquet starts, drinks all the immortal wine, and fill up on immortality pill. Not exactly sure what this could be, but basically like those are pills that will make you even more immortal. He's already mortal like twice at that point, thrice with the peaches. He's now 4-time immortal. Don't ask me if it stacks. Apparently it does. And he turned invisible and gets the hell away from heaven before people go to the banquet and notice like that he just crashed the party. After that, heaven's pissed. They go all in. They don't hold any power to try to get him down. And eventually there's a guy which is called Orlang, which matches him in strength, but he has a dogo named Tanko, which will be a diversion so that Orlang is able to take the upper hand on the monkey and trap him. Once that is done, they bring him back to heaven. They try to kill him, but now he is too immortal to be killed by anything that the heaven can use to kill him. They try to burn him for like 50 days, 49 exactly, and nothing worked. Nothing worked. So eventually they called upon the Buddha to help them. The Buddha come, who boasts that he's more worthy to the throne of heaven than the Jade Emperor. And the Buddha just like strike a deal with him. Some kind of, how can we define that? Rumpelstiltskin kind of deal, the kind of thing that you can't win. He's like, if you can somersault out of my end, I will give you the throne. But if you can't, you will have to abide by my next command. And he starts from its end, jump the hell away, see 5 huge columns in front of him. He think it's the end of the world and draw something on one of the columns. Come back to the Buddha and say to the Buddha, well, can I have the throne? And the Buddha's like, you never left my end. Some cosmic shit happened, okay? And that tower he was trying to draw on was actually the Buddha's hand, so he stayed in the end, drew something onto it, came back to the same end that he already was in. Long story short, he lose, and the Buddha's pissed, so he sealed him in the 5 element under a mountain. This is before Journey to the East, okay? Like, this is before what you've seen in most show of that thing, and already there is so much power into that character. Gonna be close to impossible to encapsulate all of that into the same character, but we'll try. Also,